I had heard a lot of really good things about Mandy, but I just had not seen it yet. I was interested in seeing it, and then I saw someone on Letterboxd say that the movie was very metal. Now, I'm a big metalhead myself, so when I saw that, I became very interested in this movie. And I watched it, and holy crap, that is the most fun I've had watching a movie probably all year, and might be the most fun movie experience that I'll have for the rest of the year. I really loved this movie, more than I thought I would. I thought I was going to be in for a crazy ride, but it was even crazier than I thought it was going to be. It was just so much fun watching this movie. Obviously, visually, it was very creative. I really liked the music. It started out with like this King Crimson song, and it had a bunch of synthwave music in it, and then by the end there was this like drone metal, doom metal song playing in the background that sounded like it could have been made from Sun O. And I've got to agree with the guy on Letterboxd who said this movie was very metal, because hell yeah it is. You get that, impression right from the start. Like there's this little quote at the beginning of the movie that I'm not going to spoil, and one of the characters is wearing like Black Sabbath t-shirts and Motley Crue t-shirts, and then later on, Nicolas Cage is fighting these demonic bikers that are hyped up on LSD, and they look like freaking members of Slipknot, Slipknot rejects. And Nicolas Cage in this movie, I can't really necessarily say it's like one of his best performances, because there's not a whole lot of acting to it. He's just mainly freaking out most of the movie, but it's some of the most entertaining Nicolas Cage freakouts that you'll ever watch. And I mean, he kills people in this movie, and it's fucking awesome. He is a badass in this movie. He kills people in like the most Nicolas Cage ways. Like the more I watched this movie, the more I was like, is this movie was made for me, wasn't it? Yeah, this movie was definitely made for me. There were so many moments in the movie where I just audibly shouted like fuck yeah at the screen, because it just made me that excited. The first 15 minutes or so, I wasn't super on board with the movie. I thought it was a little slow, but it was semi-necessary to give weight to the rest of the movie, and I figured that's the route it was taking, because I knew the movie was a whole lot more crazier than the beginning led on to be. But besides like the first 20 minutes, this movie's wild. It's crazy, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Going back to how metal this movie is, not to spoil a whole lot, though I might end up talking about spoilers in a little bit here, but the last shot of this movie looks like a freaking death metal album cover. When the title of the movie finally appears, it looks like the logo of some death or black metal band. Like, it is just... The movie is so freaking cool and so much fun. I had so much fun watching this movie. I really can't stress that enough. This director, I struggle to remember his name right now, but he's really only directed one other movie, and I'm going to track that movie down and watch it, because if it's anything like this movie, I'm going to really enjoy it. This isn't really a movie for everyone. I saw some people complaining about it, certain things about it, but they just weren't things that bothered me at all, and I actually didn't really understand the things that, they were really bothered by. Like, there are people on IMDb giving this movie like a 2, but there's definitely gonna be a big group of people out there, myself included, that are just gonna eat this movie up. Like, I feel like this movie was a cult classic as soon as it was released. I think this movie is gonna get a very big cult following, because it is just so crazy and like the most fun and entertaining way. Now I'm going to talk about some stuff that I really loved about this movie as far as spoilers go. Here's your warning. Get out of here if you don't want to hear spoilers. There are just so many moments in this movie where I was just shouting at the screen because it just made me so excited. As soon as Nicolas Cage was in the forge, I don't even know where the fuck this forge was, but it doesn't matter, because he was in this forge forging a giant fucking chrome war axe. It was so awesome. I was like, hell yeah. And then after he gets the war axe, and after he gets like his crossbow, the title of the movie finally appears like a third of the way through the movie. And then later on, when he's killing these people, and like the one guy he just kills by like throwing him off the bridge, and beating him over the head with a pipe. And then another guy, he chainsaws to death in a chainsaw battle. That was an awesome moment. Like, he picks up the chainsaw and I'm like, oh yeah, I like where this is going. Then, you know, he runs into the other guy and the other guy pulls out a bigger, longer chainsaw, and I was like, fuck yeah. I love this movie. And then, of course, the end of the movie was just really, really cool when he finally confronts this cult leader who killed his wife. He's got his head in his hands, and he's got him on his knees, and the cult leader's like bipolar, and then Nicolas Cage just like, I'm your god now, bitch. Like, it was so cool. I was just on the same wavelength with this movie. I'm definitely buying this movie on Blu-ray when it comes out, because man, I had a ball with it. I just really had a ball with it. I'd give this like a really strong 7, probably an 8. It was a wild ride, and I really like wild ride movies, especially when they are this much fun, and Mandy was a ball. And that's all I have to say about this movie. This is an unscripted, sort of very raw video for me. I want to be able to make videos like this where I just talk about things, my own thoughts about them, without having to worry about doing a bunch of really serious editing, and so I'll release videos like this from time to time in between bigger videos, and I am working on a longer video with, you know, more editing to it, and that'll be out hopefully somewhere in October before Halloween comes around. I'm Randall the Vandal, and thank you for watching.